Good afternoon, my name is Nicholas Rodales, and today I will be talking about the short story In Cuba, I Was a German Shepherd. Ana Mendez wrote this story as a part of a collection on immigrant struggles and the emotions they feel when placed in certain positions. In this story, we focus on a Cuban immigrant whose wife had passed away and his emotions on living in the United States. Now, number 1, unmet expectations. Maximo starts off the story playing dominoes with some of his friends, and he makes jokes about Cuba. However, he can't help but say stories that start off happy and end with despair. This sense of unmet expectations remains throughout the story, especially when talking about how after Maximo moves to Miami. Now, number 2, differing treatment. Maximo continues talking about how through his stories until tourists gawk at him and the men playing dominoes through the fence of the park. Feeling treated like an animal in a cage, Maximo is enraged and lunges for the fence before being restrained by his friends. By being treated as if he is almost human, or even an exotic human by tourists, or even other people, is a feeling that many immigrants moving to the U.S. share. Unfortunately, this happens far too often, especially closer to the Midwest, and in this case, Maximo was unable to contain his anger. Number 3, dislocation. Having moved on from the tourist incident, Maximo continues a story on a dog, Juanito. Juanito is a parallel for Maximo and his struggles in moving to Miami. Juanito, now in Miami, is going along taking in the sights until he comes across a white poodle. The poodle wants nothing to do with the short mutt, but Juanito says, "In Cuba, I was a German Shepherd." Things have changed for Maximo, and his previous job and respect that he had hasn't carried over to the U.S., despite his disappointment. Still identifying himself as a die-hard Cuban, Maximo's identity doesn't allow him to feel comfortable in this environment due to the insane culture shift. Now, number 4, the dominoes games. Perhaps this is a symbol for Maximo's life, as if he's still playing the same game day by day without gaining an upper hand. In this symbolic dominoes game, Maximo's progress gets reset every time he goes home. Perhaps this could also symbolize how his move to Miami was like a dominoes game being stopped halfway and forced to start from scratch again. Maximo's identity was stripped from him, and he was forced to start anew. Now, this was my Philosopher's Notes on In Cuba, I Was a German Shepherd. Thank you.